Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back in the Poem Master video. So I thought we'd talk a bit about these BP units right before the new set of BP units release, which we'll check out when that happens. So we are getting a free, I think it's a 5-star BP ticket, right? The super voucher, right? I think we're getting one of those for free, so that's nice, right? Anyways, so yeah, if you guys do want a bit of suggestions on where to use the vouchers, we can talk a bit about those, right? So it's mainly gonna be like the 5 stars, because if you have been playing for a while, you should have enough 4-star vouchers to basically pick up all the 4 stars, and you know, you don't really want to pick up more than one copy, because you could just use Move Candy, which they give out a lot like candy, right? The 4-star ones, not 5-star ones, right? So that being said, we'll still talk a bit about the 4 stars if you're, you know, a bit newer to the game and you don't have that many vouchers, but let's just talk about the 5 stars first. So the 5 stars, it's the new ones are Mesprit and Landorus, and then on top of that we also have the old ones for those who haven't picked any of them up. We could compare those two as well, right? Or those as well, Evelyn, Cobalion, and Regirock, right? So just getting this one out of the way first, I feel like Landorus is probably the weakest of them all, right? Not that great of a unit, I feel, right? It has a lot of like downsides. First of all, its speed's not great, and it is like a defensive sort of unit, and it does buff attack and speed, which is alright. That's not bad, right? Helps with the speed stuff. Attack and speed buffs are nice, but outside that, he doesn't really have much going for him. His main thing is you could fly to, you know, dodge hits or whatever, but again, fly being a 2-turn move, it is problematic in terms of your sync move countdown, right? Especially in this day and age, so that's not very good. And all these things associated with it, like all his passives are associated with it, right? Ridicure, quick combo, right? But outside of that, do keep in mind, most people are probably just going to be getting 1 out of 5 of these units, unless you're using multiple vouchers on one unit, or you're using 5-star Move Candy, which I really do not recommend, right? Like, even the strongest 5-star, you know, BP support here is not as good as any of, like, the even Pokefair supports, right? I mean, if you really want to, you know, use a 5-star Move Candy, support Move Candy, use it on one of those. Use it on something else. Like, use it on like a seasonal support, Pokefair support, Master support. Don't use it on these guys, alright? So we'll just talk about them at 1 out of 5. Mostly. So yeah, 1 out of 5, you really don't get anything. He's just not very useful, right? Mini potions are kind of whatever here. Right, especially if you don't have Master Healer at, wait. Oh, yeah, there's one over there. At 1 out of 5, you don't have Master Healer, so it's really whatever. And then you have, like, Bulldoze, which is cool, because it's a rare speed debuffing support, but it's also a 3-gauge move for your support to use, which is crazy, right? I mean, if you really want, like, a speed debuffing support, there's that Gastrodon Cynthia that you can pick up from the trainer lounge. That's free. It also came out recently, so yeah, not a huge fan of this Landorus, I'd say. Moving on next, I'd say maybe Regirock is probably the second worst one. This one buffs attack, right? And heals. Actually, I don't know, man. I feel like Regirock and Evelyn, they're both not that great. You could interchange them, I guess. Evelyn's more of a defensive support, and then Regirock is more of a physical support, right? You could buff physical defenses here, heal himself, gradual healing as well, right? Well, not himself, but the unit you're using on. It is only one unit, right? It's not your whole team or whatever. And then you know, have X attack all. You do have Rock Tomb over here as well, so speed debuffing, you know, move. And then on top of that, it's like Last Word, not very useful. Impervious is alright. Endurance is alright. And then it's like Rock Tomb, Ripple. Yeah, no. Let's look at 1 out of 5. Yeah, so it's kind of whatever. And then Evelyn, the other one, is... yeah, it's just defense support, right? At 1 out of 5. This is just a Drake. This is just Drake without a grid, right? I mean, well, to be fair, you do have the regen, right? But, you know, outside of that, you don't have too much. You have the burn thing with Sacred Fire, but yeah, it's not like it's gonna, like, do damage just for the burn. Revenge Boost is nice. Team Fist Bump is alright. Quick Cure, again, it's just a tank. It's Drake. Oh, by the way, again, for people who talk about these master paths, all these master paths suck. I don't care which one of them, what type it is, they're all bad. They're all bad. They're all bad. None of them are good. Sorry. Anyways. Okay, maybe Cobalion. I don't know. They're all not good. Moving on. Yeah, so I'd say the best one is probably still Cobalion. And then afterwards would be Mesprit. Although one thing, if you do want to consider, is, you know, these two, they're not MCs, they're a bit more interesting. Nita and Evelyn, they give you a sync pair story, which is like, what, 5 gems or something, right? And then you have, they have, like, expedition skills. But outside of that, I feel like the two best ones are clearly still Cobalion and or Mesprit, right? Oh, no, not and or. I do think Cobalion is better than Mesprit. But yeah, I feel like best one's Cobalion and then probably Mesprit. Right, Mesprit's pretty nice. You got free Revenge 9, so you have a free move next guaranteed every time you get hit, which is nice, right? Considering Reflect and Light Screen are all 3-gauge moves. And then you have a free move when you enter the battle. You heal if you sync, but there's no EX support, so you're not really syncing, let's be real. But outside of that, right, it's just, yeah, you get both screens, Reflect and Light Screen over there, pretty nice. You have Confusion, and then your trainer move buffs your team's special attack and speed, which is, that's nice, right? Attack speed and then gradual healing for your team, which is, which are solid buffs, all right? And then again, you just have both screens over here as an option. Confusion can confuse opponents. And then, yeah, very, very nice on the gauges, right? Very, very nice on the gauges of a unit. So, yeah, I feel like, there's that, and then I feel like, yeah, Cobalion's still probably the best one for a few reasons. You have max crit buffs over here, a move gauge acceleration, got, defense buffs for your whole team, and then you have, Rock Smash with, Honor Roll, guaranteed defense debuffs. So, yeah, Cobalion's still the best one over here. And Team Fast Track, all right, and First Aid 4. It's just really, really, really solid kit without having to like unlock its grid or whatever. There's good stuff on the grid too, like Healthy Healing's alright. Although I would not recommend spending move candy coins on this thing just to like get like, I don't know, like Ripple Effect, Rock Smash, which is nice, but or Healthy Healing, not worth it, right? Like even like the best one, which is Cobalion, is just okay. It's just okay, right? It's like much worse Sonya, basically. So yeah, yeah. I mean, again, if you really want, just pick whichever one you like. They're all not that great. Again, say Cobalion, Mesprit, some Merit there. Maybe Regirock could be kind of useful, but yeah, I mean, they're not great. Anyways, let's talk a bit about the 4-star ones. 4-star ones, probably all already picked them up. One very, very useful one. It's not like very, very powerful, but one super useful one I find is Erica. Just because, like, against a lot of, like, the legendary gauntlet units, she has both status and infliction, right? So you could trap and or, you know, poison the opponent. So, especially against, was it, like, Yuxi, right? Very, very, very nice there. Very, very convenient. But as for the new ones are actually pretty nice, too. Lieutenant Surge, I still feel, is a very, very good support that you should, you know, try and pick up. But yeah, as for the new ones, there's some nice ones. Candice is a bit of a weird one. It's like a striker hail setter sort of thing that I got going on. Like, the damage itself is not very good, right? If you could see over here, right? I mean, it's not even as much as like Professor Oak, like the Mew Blizzard, which is slightly pathetic, and obviously, you know, not as much as the Lose Mean one, but she can set hail, right? which again at the moment isn't super great because there's just not that many units that could really utilize hail that well. But in the future, it would be nice once we do get some really nice units that could use hail. And outside of that, it's an alright unit. Again, it's more of a... I feel like it would be more useful in the future rather than right now. It just seems alright right now, but nothing too crazy. It is one of the rarer types, I guess. So if you could consider that, I'm sure you could go for her. As for Janine, Janine is interesting. It's a support, right? Defenses are alright. Not anything like crazy good, but you'll survive with good speed, which is good. You do have the Poison Fang, badly poisoned Poison Fang, which is very nice. You have Fast Track over here, which helps with becoming even faster, right? And you also do have what's it called? Your buffs. You buff both physical and special, and speed evasion, which are evasion is relatively rare, but speed's always going to be nice. So I feel like she's pretty nice, right? You do have Catalyst, but no EX support, so you're probably not going to be syncing with her too much. You have Team Sharp Entry, which could give you +1 crit on entry for your team, which is cool. Ground Guard could be situationally funny / useful. Some defensive buffs maybe over there to help tank a bit more. First aid as well to help survive a bit longer. Yeah, so she's alright. She's alright of a support. I would say if you're looking for a support, I'd still pick up Lieutenant Surge first before Janine, but Janine is also very pick upable. That makes sense? No. Yeah, no, I just made that word up. Now I think about it, it's actually kind of weird. Alright, so Golem over here. Physical electric type damage dealer. It is a Standfast 9 unit with Wild Charge, which is slightly funny, but max his own crit, +4 physical attack for itself, gradual healing, which makes it so that the recoil on Wild Charge is really almost irrelevant. In terms of multipliers, it doesn't really have anything crazy. Tough Cookie, which is nice, and then super duper effective too. And you also do have Last Word, which is Explosion, which is not very useful, but funny, right? I mean, hey, it's extra damage, I guess. In the worst case scenario, which is where your unit gets taken out, so you generally don't want that happening. You don't want to get taken out, but hey, sometimes it could come in clutch. Iron Defense as well. I mean, its defense stat isn't like good, but you have a lot of HP, I guess. So it's a solid electric type damage dealer, but I mean, I feel like most people are gonna at least pull for one of either red or ash. So if you're pulling for at least one of those two, you should be fine. Electric type damage dealers, unless if you don't pull ash and you want just someone to run alongside electric terrain, electric terrain red, right? Then this Golem could be a solid option. I mean, its damage is relatively nice, right? I mean, it's better than like Elisa, which is something. So, Hau as well, right? Yeah. So it's an alright option. And then last one over here is Magneton. So this Magneton I actually do like a lot. I like this Magneton a lot. I think this is, of the 4 new ones, I feel like this is the most like immediately useful, maybe. Right, so it does buff its own defenses. It has some pretty solid defensive stats. The HP is not that great, but it has accuracy buffs, which are relatively rare, especially for units that do have like accuracy multipliers. Also rare, but I mean, you would need it for them. So, Screech, physical defense debuffs, very nice, and then you have Spark to paralyze as well. So again, certain units, certain legendary gauntlets that could be definitely useful with hostile environment 1 on that, right? So 6% chance to paralyze is pretty good in my estimate. And yeah, I got some other cool stuff going on. First aid helps you survive a bit more. Stuff like toughen up, whatever. Electro repulsion is very nice for helping you tank in electric terrain. And then you got tighten up here, and Natural Remedy, Quick Cure, as usual, are going to be relatively useful. And yeah, I just feel like this Magneton could be a nice fit in the double Pikachu comp if you really want, right? And like a solid tank that could help, you know, red do a bit more damage. So that could be nice. Well, more so just with red than the double Pikachu comp, right? Again, you know, these sort of units, you don't have the EX, which slightly sucks, right? Support EX, so there's that. But yeah, I'd say of the 4 stars, I'd say Magneton's probably the most immediately useful pickup over here, and then maybe Crobat, then maybe Sophocles, and then maybe Candice over there, right? So yeah, anyways, that's for this one. I guess hope you all enjoyed. Guys, think in the comments down below. Like, enjoy the videos for our channel for some more Pokemon Mouse content. I'll see you guys in the next one then.